Hey Dan, Sunday night, sitting out on my porch watching a little, there it is, Sunday Night Football, and just thinking about you. I watched your two videos, and was inspired to do my own sitting on the porch. Oh hey, how you doing? I'm good. People walking by, doing their Sunday evening thing in Minnesota. People sitting out on the porch, saying hello, being neighborly. Anyway, I just got done with volleyball practice. I'm actually on a co-ed volleyball team, and I don't know if I had told you how competitive the softball team was, which is kind of funny given the fact that we're all 40-something. But the volleyball team's even worse, actually. Or maybe it's better. Anyway, they're rather competitive, which is fine. I enjoy it. The funny thing is I could swear I used to be able to jump higher. My vertical jump, I think, is about 22 inches now, which is, I don't know, not very high. But anyway, at least I can jump higher than 6 inches, so that's good. Anyway, tonight was our first practice, and really what it was a 2-hour scrimmage with another team, so we just played several games. We play much like the Olympic volleyball, where it's rally scoring, meaning every time you get side out, you get a point, whether you served or not. But also the serves, if the serve hits the net, so it's a let serve, it's a good serve. So all let serves count. Anyway, it's I'm actually really looking forward to the season. Like I said, tonight's was our first practice. Tomorrow's our first game, and I think my legs are going to be really sore. So is my shoulder. So I was going for the big hits. Fortunately, I think the chin-ups and the push-ups I've been doing are going to help that, but not my legs. So, but all in all, I don't know. I guess there's not much going on here. I saw that you guys got shellacked in your first soccer game, and that's a bummer. But what do you do? So I hope the boys did all right. Certainly builds your character. Blah 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 blah. I know. Anyway, by the way, I am not getting up at 5 a.m. and doing the newspaper anymore. Actually, Duncan stopped doing the paper at the end of June. So we are now July, August, over 2 months we haven't done it. So I do still get up at 5. In fact, I'm getting up at 5 to go into work tomorrow. Monday's my busy day where I do inventory, and I actually have Pilates at 8 in the morning. So I'm usually in by 5:30. I do inventory. I get all the ordering done, and then I go and exercise. So, but I don't know. I just I enjoy getting up early. But anyway, I generally get up, I work, go exercise, come back and work, and generally home by 5:30 or 6 in the evening. So, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like there's that much going on. I think we've settled into a your typical domestic routine. You go to work, you come home, you read to the kids, you put them to bed, you go to bed, you read some, you fall asleep, onward and onward. And I appreciate your comments about creativity and lack thereof, but if it's, I don't know, man, I've had a harder time feeling, I don't know, maybe it's just that I feel like I always have to be creative and do something really funny on a video, but most times I just, I don't feel, really any creativity at all, and really no ability to be funny. I don't know. Maybe being funny is like being a great leader. You're either born because you can't be taught it. So I don't know. By the way, speaking of humor, I've been watching some of the Daily Show, and you made the comment that that's where, how did you put it, that's where you think there's some of the best criticism of what's going on. And I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't find it funny. I find it very funny. I'm just not sure that it's even-handed criticism. I don't know. Maybe he criticizes everybody, but I just think that what he's doing in the Daily Show is probably not quite in keeping with, the rules of, or not the rules, but the expectations for consultation and good consultation and good decision making. In fact, I was thinking about it the other day. Part of the consultative process is to be able to listen, to be able to argue, and it's not that you're not arguing that somebody's point is flawed or that their argument is flawed, but obviously you're staying away from the personal argument. So you're not saying, yeah, you suck. Instead, what you're doing is you're saying, well, I think this argument might have a slight flaw, or here's where I think your assumptions are incorrect. But nonetheless, you are, you're listening, you're talking, and I think that when somebody says, well, who are you voting for? And I'm thinking, well, how the hell can I know who I'm voting for? I've got 2 months to go. It's like with any decision that we have to make. Why shouldn't I take the entire time and then come to at least a fairly wise decision and say, well, I've heard as much as I can. Now I'm at the decision making. Now I have to make a decision and make the best decision I can. So I don't know. I just think that there's nothing wrong with saying either I haven't decided who I'm going to vote for, or even the interesting thing is, how do we even begin to engage in conversation about politics with people? How do you how do you start talking about Obama's speech or Palin's speech or McCain's terrible speech, and talk about the merits of the ideas without people getting uptight and defensive and really upset, because I don't know, maybe there's just no discourse left. I'm not sure why we have to have our minds made up. And what I have found is that I simply don't tell anyone who I'm voting for, even if my mind is made up, or even after the election. I don't generally share who I voted for, simply because I find that it tends to put the kibosh on open open conversation sharing. So anyway, it's hold on. Anyway, I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, Dan, I would recommend that you watch those speeches. They're on YouTube. You probably know that. In fact, the best one to search for is C-SPAN. Go to C-SPAN, and that has all the speeches. The funny thing is, I watched Palin's speech on, which was a recording off of Fox. And the hilarious thing is, they had subtext, kind of a rolling, kind of a scrolling subtext, during her entire speech, which was essentially pro-Republican scrolling text, which was I don't know. I felt like I was really surprised, and maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe I don't watch enough TV. Thank God. Anyway, I was so C-SPAN is the better one. So I watch on C-SPAN. But no, I really would watch it. Whole independent investigation of truth, and even though that might sound like I'm trying to be funny, I'm really not. And even though they're somewhat painful to watch, I still think they're worth it. So I would watch them. Watch them a couple times, because the first time you watch Palin's speech, you're probably going to get really uptight and get cramps in your stomach. Anyway, I had a horrible day after watching her speech, but then I went back and watched Obama's speech and tried to be fair. So anyway, looks like my time's running out. I'm going to let you go. I'm signing off.